Okay, good morning YouTube. I'm going to do a quick video on removing your charcoal canister on a 2019 and newer YXZ. Question comes up all the time, and it's way easier to just show it in a video for anybody. That way I can just give them the link if they ask me how to do this. So obviously you're removing an emissions device. So this is for off-road racing only. I don't know, closed course use. Charcoal canister actually, I don't know what it does. It's not exhaust emissions, it's fuel vapor emissions or something. But anyway, when you change your whole fuel system and you move all this stuff around, a lot of times you can't use this thing. So if you have an aftermarket computer in the car, the solenoid valve no longer functions, and it cleans it up because you get rid of this big giant thing that's in the way right here. This is our shop car. This thing is filthy. I just pulled it out of the trailer. Got a ton of work to do on this to get it ready for the season. Anyway, we're going to focus on this area. So throttle bodies up in here normally have a brass nipple coming out of them. I pull them out, I take the throttle body assembly off. I got another video on doing up the hoses on a throttle body, so that's typically when I'll do this. I'll pull those out and you just grab them with channel locks or put them in a vise or something and just twist them and they come out. And then I'll drill and tap an M10 by 1.5 thread into that hole, and then I put a M10 by 1.5, I think by 6mm length Allen head set screw in there with thread sealant. So it just cleans it up. You could use a rubber cap, if you just want to do it while it's still in the car. And we get over to this area, and I'm going to be going a little bit off of memory here. So a lot of these hoses, this 90-degree hose that goes into the frame is on the factory can assembly. This little S-shaped hose is on the factory can assembly. This is the line, the fuel tank vent that comes up and around from the side of the fuel filler. There's a hose, so it goes across the top of the tank and around. And this is going to come up into the bottom of the rollover valve. This rollover valve is mounted to the top of your charcoal canister assembly next to a solenoid valve. You're going to take that off. You're going to keep this because this is important. If the car rolls over, then you got liquid fuel coming through this line. There's a check ball in here. It basically blocks off the vent hole so that it can no longer leak out. It's a safety thing. You don't want to flip your car over and catch on fire because you got fuel dumping out of this line. So that's why I maintain this rollover valve. You can kind of see the plumbing. This is my line coming from the tank. Bottom of the rollover valve, repurposed S hose from the top of that charcoal canister assembly. Kept this hose. Let's see, I don't remember. I believe this one was connected. I think it was just a solid hose from this comes from another little vent check valve that's mounted next to the fuel tank, like kind of down here near the seatbelt mounting point. So this is I believe was a one-piece hose. I cut it and I put a plastic T in here. So then it comes out of my rollover valve factory line, plastic T, and then basically this is the vent. So this is just a little U-shaped hose that goes down inside the frame, and that's where it picks up air. So as the fuel is depleted from the tank, it comes in. It can come in from this other valve down here, this check valve that only lets air in, and then that gets sucked into the rollover valve and then back around into that top port on near the fuel cap of the tank. So that's what allows the air into the tank as the fuel depletes, which is important. If you don't have a vent on that, you'll fuel starve because you'll get enough vacuum built up in the tank that eventually the pump can't pump any more liquid. So important to have that, important to maintain this rollover valve. To mount this thing, very simple little L bracket. I just fabbed this up, but I used a bolt and a nut on the one factory mounting hole for the rollover valve, and then I used the threaded hole on the bottom of this mounting plate that the charcoal canister used to be attached to. So that's pretty much the plumbing in a nutshell. This works really good. Been like this for several years. So I played around with this a little bit in the very beginning, trying to figure out how to get everything working just like the factory stuff does, but without that charcoal canister. So charcoal canister would normally, let's see, you'd have the vent, you'd still have this vent line, this one coming from the tank, but it would just normally attach to the top of the rollover valve. I'm sorry, to the bottom. I don't remember, maybe it goes to the charcoal canister. Anyway, there's a solenoid valve on there, and what that does is that opens up, and that opens up a path of vacuum to your throttle bodies to basically purge that fuel vapor out of the canister as it builds up. So again, charcoal canister doesn't do anything. Aftermarket EMS, it also doesn't really do anything when the car is turbocharged because you got pressure there, so you're not allowing it to, you know, vent through the engine like it's supposed to. So this way it just gives you this atmosphere vent, which is also, this is a factory hose piece that goes to the factory charcoal canister. So hopefully you can make some sense out of that, and that's just the way I did it. I'm sure there's other ways to do it, but this is what we've done that has worked for us. So I hope that is useful information for anybody trying to delete this thing, and I hope everybody has a great day. Talk to you soon, guys. Bye.